Hey everybody, it's Mr. P. I'm here with Mr. Hopley. Mr. Hopley, how's it
What's
going,
up?
buddy?
Hey, things are going great, man. How are you?
I'm about a 7
A 7?
under the circumstances.
Okay, I'll give you
I
that.
mean, it's stressful times.
Listen, a 9 for me is a bad day.
I
So
hear you.
I'm,
That's a
I'm
good
at
way
like
to
a
look at it.
9.5.
I gotcha. That's fantastic. I don't know if you've seen any of these other videos I've done, but I do start everyone off with the same question. I ask them, what did you have for dinner last night? Would you mind sharing with us?
I have no problem sharing. We've been doing a lot of eating lately. So we had a pot
We
pie.
all have.
Yeah, we had pot pies. I had a chicken version of it, and my wife had a beef one,
Oh,
courtesy of Melinda's, right outside in Washington Township.
and how was it?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, you
They're
can't
they're
go wrong.
phenomenal. No,
That sounds delightful. Who in your house? I can't remember. We have talked about this.
we
Who
have.
does most of the cooking? You or your wife?
Lately, it's been my wife.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but
listen, between
it's
you
me
and
for the
me,
most part.
how's that working out?
It's fantastic. I
Yeah.
have no complaints. Yeah. Listen, the
Okay.
person who cooks cleans, and the more she cooks, the more she cleans. So it's great. Works
Works
out
out for
well.
everybody. In our house, we typically do whoever cooks, the other person cleans up. So
Hmm.
I make sure, because I'm this type of guy. When I cook, I use every pot in the house. I make sure the sink is stacked, and then I
Hmm.
eat and I like drop the mic. I drop my fork in the sink and I walk away. Now it's
Yeah.
our problem.
Right.
Meanwhile, when my
Listen.
wife cooks, it's always like real tidy and cleaned
Yeah.
up. I feel bad to a point,
Well,
but not that bad.
shows what kind of person you are, P.
Thank you. Do you want to know what I had for dinner?
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you have? What'd you have?
I had Pal Joey's. We ordered hoagies for lunch, but we ended up by circumstance just sort of eating kind of a late lunch, early dinner. And Pal Joey's is so good that it held me off the whole night. It was great.
Listen, you can't go wrong with Pal Joey's.
That's what I said. Tonight we're going to do a. We're. It sounds like all we're doing is eating out, which we're not. But the last 2 nights are unusual. We're getting. Mama Marie's is doing like a dinner takeout where they're having pulled pork sandwiches. So
Okay.
I'm doing Pal Joey's and Mama Marie's back to back. I'd say I'm doing all right over here myself,
Yeah. Sounds like it. Definitely.
Looks like it too. If you could see me, there's a
Is that
reason
why
why
we're
this
geared up?
camera is shoulder up,
Yeah.
How are you doing out there? Could you let everybody know what you've been up to?
Yeah. Listen, it's definitely different. We're trying to keep it positive. The beauty of this is more time with the family.
Right.
I have the pleasure of watching my kids learn, and I think
Mhm.
that's it's fantastic when I'm sitting here doing my teaching and listening to my kids learn stuff, and it's like, oh my God, that's
Yeah.
my son. He's doing great.
Yeah, you're
So
like me. You're a silver lining kind of a guy. You are a positive guy. You see the best in everything,
mhm.
and I've said the same thing. It's how lucky are we to be able to sit in our homes with our children and experience this with them? And under the circumstances, I think anybody that's home can relate to that. I know they can drive us nuts at times, but when I'm
Sure.
sitting here watching my kids talk to their teachers and classmates, I just think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, definitely. And you're like me. You got the 2 little guys.
Yes.
I also have my wife who helps out my son. She works at Rogers. She's in the
Mhm.
elementary school there, so she knows what she's doing with them. And I feel like he's going to be a little more advanced now because of that.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
great.
As long as you mention your children and their schooling, how are they adjusting to, as a parent, how do you see them adjusting to doing schoolwork from home?
Yeah, I think they're doing pretty good. Um, I think they're missing that social component.
Hmm.
Interacting with the screen is a little bit different than,
Hmm.
so I could see times where I hear their teachers asking them questions and my daughter is silent. My
Yeah.
son wants to get out of the way of the camera.
Yeah.
It's
Same
that
here.
part's funny.
Yeah. Same exact thing. It's great. It's funny. And it's also like, yeah, I feel more invested in what they're doing too, because I'm
Yeah.
sort of in their classroom in real
Hmm.
time. So when I do see my little guys being called upon by their teacher, and same thing, they're ducking or being quiet, I'm right there to give them a little shot. You know what I mean? I
Uh-huh.
give them a
Yeah.
little elbow to the ribs, and they
Yeah.
perk up.
I flash the look. I give them the look like,
Yeah,
come on. So
exactly. What are you doing for fun?
Fun. Oof. Well, we take a lot of walks on the nice days.
Hmm.
The few that we've had.
I know, it's
I
crazy.
do a lot of yard work, landscaping. We have done some projects in the house, cleaning up rooms here and there.
Yep. It's like
But
found
other than
time.
that, we did that, and I appreciate you helping out. We got the kids into Star Wars, so we
Oh,
watched
right.
4 episodes so far,
Oh
and
yeah. Tell everybody about that. I mean,
they're digging it.
not about me necessarily. And if you want to include that, that's fine. But about what you're doing with the kids.
Yeah, so we introduced them to Star Wars. I polled a couple people, see where we should start. Should we start with episode 3 or 4, whatever, episode 4 or 1?
Hmm.
So we decided to do 1. And, you go through 2.5 hours, they're like, let's watch the next one. It's
Yeah.
like, wait, slow down. So we're through 4 episodes. Both of them, their favorite characters, Darth Vader.
Hmm. My
It
kid
was
too. I
it
find that
was
odd. I
Yoda.
couldn't believe it.
It
Yeah.
was Yoda for a little bit. It was the princess, and
They like the bad guys.
yeah. Well, listen, he's cool.
And
He
just for
definitely.
the audience, how you have a son and a daughter. What are their ages again?
My son's 4. He'll be 5 in May,
Hmm.
and my daughter is 8.
And so this is just the perfect age for this. And you're coming
Yeah.
up on May the 4th, which is
Yeah.
considered Star Wars Day. So that you'll
Correct.
see there's tons of stuff on TV and things like
Mhm.
that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Anything for you or you and the wife? Are you watching any shows? Are you reading any books or movies, anything like that, pop culture wise?
Listen, I wish I could sit and read a book.
I
I just
understand.
don't. I don't have the body for that. But I'm watching the documentary, The Last Dance.
Oh, that's
For this
great.
guy. It's awesome. That's the
It's
one where I'm
so
like,
good.
where's the next one? I need to see it.
Yeah.
And we've picked up a couple shows on Netflix that we've been trying to watch. We
Okay.
finished up Ozark, unfortunately. Can't wait for season 4 to come out.
I'm not there yet, so no spoilers, but I told
well,
you we're making our way through the current season. It's fantastic.
yeah.
How's school going for you? What's it like from your standpoint, getting work done and staying connected to your students?
Yeah, so staying connected is tough. My office hours, my suggested office hours are 9 to 10.
Mhm.
And I've already had emails from kids saying that's way too early. Can we do it later?
Yeah,
So it's more like
I've heard the same feedback.
it's unbelievable. But I'll tell you what, I have a lot of participation, which is great. I do a lot of Google Meets and Zooms. Most of the kids show up. I co-teach with Dr. Blast. He does 2 lectures a week. Me and Miss Crowley, we do a couple meetings as well. So
Mhm.
we're connected. We're definitely connected.
And how overall, in broad strokes, how are the kids doing as far as your meeting your expectations?
For my kids personally, I think they're doing the best that they can.
Mm-hmm.
The assignments are posted. They log in. They do their attendance, and they do it. I think the bad part is most of my classes are based on discussion, a little back
Right.
and forth. We really are missing that part.
Right.
And that's unfortunate because there's a lot more of this incidental teaching that goes on in the classroom that we're just not going to get through this remote learning.
I found in what I've seen is, with these Zoom meetings and things like that, it's a lot more Q&A or call and response. Whereas in a classroom, you're reading facial expressions and body language in a much different way. And it lends itself to going off on a tangent in a good way of positive discussion and a little more of an immersive learning thing. Even as I'm watching my kids with their Zoom meetings with their teachers, it's like they do what they have to do. And all right, well, we've done it. We'll see you. We'll check in again next week. And it's a shame because you're missing all that, the stuff in the margins, I call it,
Yeah,
So.
yeah, absolutely. And I've had personal meets with some kids that needed that extra help.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good, except for I feel like the kid just doesn't want to be there.
I know. Yeah, but again, I guess you have to sort of roll with those punches a little bit. Like you said, the kids are doing as much as they reasonably can in almost every circumstance I've seen. But problems come up and some kids are still not comfortable with this, What are you going to do? So do you think we're going to go back to school?
Man,
Putting you on the spot here.
Listen, I really don't. I've been reading some research and what other countries have been doing, and I was really hoping for like a June 1st or give us 2 weeks just to wrap up the school. And they've done some modified schedules where some groups of kids come in on a Monday, some on a Tuesday, some on a Wednesday, and they rotate them through. So at least you get to see those kids. throughout those 2 weeks. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think New Jersey's in a bad spot. So
Yeah,
it's
no, I got nothing there, buddy. I feel the same way. It sort of feels like we've talked. May 15th is the current deadline or the date on the calendar, but you sort of feel like they've kicked this can down the road so far now that there's nowhere left to go after May 15th. It's do or die now. We're either going to have some semblance of going back or not. You know, and even if we do go back, I question what school is going to look like. If we go back, if for some reason we go back June 1st, what's it going to look like? What do you think it would be? What do you think it would be? It's not, nothing's going to be the same. So whenever we do go back, what changes?
Yeah, I think a lot's going to change for those 2 weeks. That is, I think it's going to be a lot of, look, this is what the world looks like now. Let's talk about it. Think about all the mental impact it has on these kids that are home, who are not being able to socialize.
That's right.
Doing serving as different roles as they are at home, rather than being a student. So
I'm saying even like this is true of high school students, but it's true of all students in all grade levels. We're there. In some cases, we're something they look forward to. Seeing Mr. Hopley each day, and Mr. Hopley gives me a fist bump and asks me how I'm doing. That might be, in some cases, the most love and affection that kid gets. And this is not just for Pitman. This is everywhere. And I feel for children that are home and their parents have to go to work. Maybe they're considered essential workers, or they don't have somebody sitting over them when they're logging in and connecting to their teacher. So when we go back, some of these kids might, they might need that fist pump, or they might need that arm on their shoulder, and they're not going to really be able to get it like we used to. So that's something I think is sad.
Yeah. And listen, with saying that, I miss that. I miss coming in there.
I know. That's how I naturally am.
We walk in like 4 or 5 times a week together at the same time, and we have like that little 2-minute walk conversation. It's great. We miss that.
Yep.
I miss Mr. Casey saying, "Let's go, boys." I miss seeing.
I don't miss. You miss that?
Just for those 2 seconds, and then I'm good. That's my
small doses. Small doses on Casey.
But I'm thinking, the Eagles draft and Miss McGinn, like that would.
I know. You're right.
Conversation about how Jalen Hurts got picked in the second round.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have like a faculty Zoom meeting and talk about things, sports and everything but school.
Right. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Have you watched other episodes of this show? Whatever
I have.
You call it?
So yeah, I've followed you pretty religiously. I really dig it. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Not for you. I like the kids. Come on, Pete.
I'm just secondary.
Yeah, you're just.
It's fine. I understand. That's fine. I get it. But on that note, I would like you to pick a question out of a bowl. And for those of you that aren't familiar, I have 2 bowls. One is all questions related to me, and one is all questions that are related to well-known Dewey Decimal numbers.
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
So if you get it right, I'm going to buy you lunch or waive your library fines. But would you like a question out of the bowl of Mr. P questions or famous Dewey Decimal numbers?
We're definitely not doing Dewey Decimal, dude. That's a dying thing. Let's go, Mr. P. Listen, I'm going to reach over and get this.
I wouldn't say it's dying, but all right. You want to get it?
Ready?
All right. Here.
Right. That one.
All
Yep.
Right. There we go. All right, here we go. Oh, all right. Let's see. This is a fantastic question. And
okay,
I think you might be able to get this.
All right.
Okay?
Let's see.
Here's the question. It's such a big question that I started cutting it and messed up. So it's all one question.
All right.
Who is my favorite rapper whose name begins with Lil? All right. Are you ready? It's a multiple choice question.
Oh, good. I know the answer once you say it.
A, Lil Wayne. B, Lil Peep. C, Lil TJ. D, Lil Turk. E, Lil Dicky. F, Lil Uzi Vert. G, Lil B. H, Lil Cease. I, Lil Baby. Or J, Lil Kim. You want me to repeat the options?
This has to be a modified question, man. There's like 8.
My favorite rapper whose name begins with Lil. Lil Wayne, Lil Pete, Lil TJ, Lil Turk, Lil Dicky, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil B,
Lil
Lil
Dicky.
Cease, Lil Baby, or Lil Kim?
I'm going Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, but I know it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's Lil Kim.
Lil Kim?
She's the only one I've ever heard of.
Shocked. Okay.
You know Lil Kim?
Yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's my favorite artist whose name begins with Lil.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I'll make you a Spotify playlist when we're done.
Well, yeah, I'll look out for that.
I'll send it your way. I'm sorry you didn't win, but you're still a great guy, and I love you. So we'll work it out. I'll buy you lunch. That was a tough one for you. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I don't want to cause stress. You're not stressed, are you?
Multiple choice questions shouldn't have 8 or 9 choices.
That's where I had to cut it. I mean, from what I understand, there's many more Lils out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why are so many rap artists named Lil? Wouldn't you want to be known as Big?
Big. That's exactly Biggie.
Yeah, Big. Exactly. Big I could understand, but why would you intentionally call yourself Lil? It seems self-deprecating in the extreme.
Right.
Okay, anyway. So let me just finish up with a couple more quick questions. What would you say is the best part about working at Pitman High School? What makes it so special?
Ooh, camaraderie. We have a fantastic staff. And I mean, I could have a nice conversation with everybody in there. It would be amazing.
Even Kevin Casey.
Even Kevin Casey. I mean, I have to bring it down a notch, but
right. You have to make it so he can comprehend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I miss that. I miss walking in there and just having those conversations with everybody. And of course, the kids. You get in our school, we have a great system where we get to know everybody. You know, I mean, out in the hallways, you see everybody. You know, so I'm certainly missing that, but I think that makes Pitman great.
Yeah, that's a good answer. This is just a question that I've written. Sometimes it's hard for me to get the words out. I get a little emotional. What is the best part about being my friend? And if you don't consider me your friend, then your colleague.
Okay. Hey, you're my friend.
Okay, I consider you my friend.
Yeah, you have to be. You're honest, and you even. My favorite part about you is you apologize before you're going to, if you think you're going to offend somebody. You let me just say this without saying this, but and I like that. It's sincere. You have sincere qualities. And
I'm a big Larry David fan, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Seinfeld. And I remember seeing something with Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld where they were going back and forth, and they were talking about all the phrases people say to qualify an answer that's about to hurt someone's feelings or be negative. So anytime somebody says, hey, not to go there. I don't mean to go there, but well, that means you're going there, right? Hey, I'm sorry to say this, but well, you're about to say it. You know what I mean? And I maybe I do that too much, but anyway, I appreciate it. You're my friend too. I miss you. Is there anything you'd like to say to the students and or staff at Pitman High School before I let you go?
Hang in there. I truly miss you guys. I mean, 2020 has been just, I can't even wrap my head around it. It's something unique. It's going to be special down the road. We're going to talk about this for a long time. And I think on the opposite side, it's really going to prepare us and the class of 2020 for the future. So I miss you guys. Hopefully we can see each other down the road.
John, thank you. I know everybody misses you. Teacher of the Year right here. I know you have a lot of special connections with the kids, and I'm sure they're missing you too. Thanks for doing this, okay?
Hey, no problem. Great seeing you.
It was good checking in with you, and we'll talk soon.
You got it, man. Stay safe. Tell the family I said hi.
Will do. Same to you, buddy. See ya.
All right. Thanks, bud.